Hi guys, welcome to Adam McKola TV. I'm Adam and this is the Aftermath Live. Yes, Manchester United beat West Ham 4-0 at the weekend in a victory that was described by some as the best performance from Manchester United since Sir Alex Ferguson's reign at the club. We are going to discuss that today, plus much more surrounding the result for Manchester United. It's been an action-packed weekend in the Premier League, and my Premier League review is up as well, so you can go and check that out after we discuss all things Manchester United in the Aftermath Live and whether this was the best team performance by Manchester United since Sir Alex Ferguson. Zubair is a new subscriber. Thank you for subscribing. Jay O'Connell says the second half was ludicrously good and is back in the comments. Calvin is here. Samuel, Red Devils 2015, and Kendale is also back as well. Marzuk, how you doing? And happy birthday to JD. Kushal, thank you for your comment. And Kaz says disappointed with your comments on Chicharito. Look, I've read a lot of comments about my thoughts on Chicharito over the weekend on full-time Devils videos as well. And I think it's been a little bit of an overreaction to him. Look, it's my opinion. I'm entitled to my opinion. And I do appreciate what he has done for the club. That's where it begins and ends. I'm not going to go into it now. Everybody knows my thoughts. And that's it. Josh says yesterday was amazing. And Alfie's watching all the way in Hyde. Thank you for watching. Shout out to Jones, says Marzuk. Jones played very well yesterday alongside Bailly. And I did predict Bailly and Jones to play alongside each other. As you can tell as well, guys, my voice is absolutely taken a battering. Obviously singing at the game yesterday. Today, obviously recording my Premier League review. Yesterday I did fan cams, I did cheeky chat with Dave, I did cheeky sports stuff. I'm on their channel today as well. Go and check that out. So loads and loads of content this weekend. My voice is taking a battering because there's a lot of singing to be had at Old Trafford as well. The loudest song of the day went for Anthony Martial, I think, and we'll talk about Anthony Martial too. I was about to say we'll sing his song. We'll talk about Anthony Martial and his performance as well. Connor says, I think Hernandez is crap. When have I ever said Hernandez is crap, mate? Can you let me know that one, please? Let me know when I said that, and then, yeah. How's it going, John? Dan, thank you for getting the comments. And Muzamal says he didn't realise Chicharito was playing on Sunday. We have over 170 people in the live stream right now as well. So hit that like button. And if you're watching, if you're not watching live and you're watching this later on, thank you for joining us. Of course, hit that subscribe button and the notifications button, and you'll find out when we are live. Someone mentioned the fan cam with Chuboy and Castro. That's up as well. Loads of stuff this weekend, guys. Kalen says Martial will always be a red. So let's get stuck into the first topic of debate today. And that is, was this the best team performance since Sir Alex Ferguson? Now, I was watching back Sky's footage. Now, what normally happens when United are on the telly, I'll be setting off for the game and I'll record it so I can watch it back when I get home. Usually I'll delete it if United haven't done well. But this time, obviously, I didn't want to delete it. I wanted to watch it. And I watched it and I saw the Sky presenters discussing whether it was United's best performance since Fergie. So I wanted to discuss that with you guys. Now, me personally, I'm not too sure if this was the best performance since Fergie. I think it's the most hopeful I've felt since Sir Alex Ferguson left, in terms of thinking this is a United side that can challenge for the Premier League title. But was it the best 90 minutes from a Manchester United side since then? You look back, you think of Chelsea at home last season when we won 2-0. I thought that was a fantastic team performance. Scored the 2 goals as well, obviously. But I thought that was a great 3 points against a team that went on to become champions. Also, Man City, when we beat them 4-2 at Old Trafford under Louis van Gaal. I thought that was a great performance too. So there are a few other performances as well, although there aren't many. Beagle says 2-0 versus Chelsea. Usman's back in the house. Tony Marshall came from France, says Kushel. Tariq says it's just one game. Mate, we know it's just one game, and we'll discuss what it means. What we're saying right now is, was this the best performance? The 90 minutes? That's what we're discussing. Which is why we can mention that game under Louis van Gaal when we beat Manchester City 4-2. And we can mention the victory over Chelsea last season where we won 2-0, although it didn't mean much in the end. Muzamal says so much room to improve. There is a lot of room to improve as well. We didn't start Herrera. We didn't start Martial. We can obviously pick and choose when those guys play. When we play that midfield three of Matic, Pogba and Herrera, that will probably come against the bigger opposition. But I think against these kind of opposition at home, I think playing Juan Mata in there with someone like Henrik Mkhitaryan gives us so much guile in the side. Henrik Mkhitaryan and Mata were fantastic, and not many people discuss their performances because of obviously Lukaku grabbing a brace, Paul Pogba's performance, and of course Nemanja Matic's man of the match performance as well. Bad Brad says the midfield was amazing, and Swiss Cheese Feet says he's about to buy a Matic jersey. Yakub says he thinks this was the best 90 minutes, and Kendale says we look good still. It's not the best, but one of, says Giovanni. And we've got to win our first 5 Premier League games, and that will be a good start going into the Champions League games, says Jason, and I do agree with you as well. And when you look at the fixtures that we have got, they are all winnable fixtures, so you like to think that we could, of course, go on a run. We've got Swansea up next, and we need to continue going in the same manner. Of course, after that, we've got Leicester, and we've got a week's rest in between games, which is great as well, so we can freshen up the side as each game comes along. Nearly 200 people in the house now. Thank you all for joining us here live on Adam McKola TV. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed yet. And of course, like if you haven't liked the video yet. Kumar said last night Rashford was also amazing. And I do agree with you as well. Ulrich says happiest he's felt after a league game. Talking about Marcus Rashford, I enjoyed Thierry Henry's analysis of Marcus Rashford's performance because he was fantastic and he was very direct as well. Despite my disappointment that Anthony Martial didn't start, to see Marcus Rashford play like that was great because he was fantastic yesterday, and he nearly got a goal as well, which was a beautiful goal when he cut back on his right foot, took a pop, curled it towards the corner and it cracked the post. I thought that was in, and I think that would have made it 3-0 at that time. It was a great effort by Marcus Rashford. He had another chance when he ran through. Probably should have done better either scoring or squaring it to Mkhitaryan. He missed that one. And his part in the goals as well was fantastic. His assist for Lukaku. So Marcus Rashford really did enjoy a great game yesterday for Manchester United. And he stretched that West Ham back four. He stretched their back line. Romelu Lukaku was an imposing figure in the game. And he took his 2 goals fantastically well. Could have had a hat-trick if it wasn't for a Winston Reid block. And I really enjoyed his performance yesterday. Hassan says it was the best performance so far, and that was without Ander Herrera. When do you guys think Ander Herrera will come in? Do you think it will be for the away games like against Swansea, or for the bigger games like against the Chelseas of this world and stuff? What do you think in regards to that? Get hitting that like button. We're very close to 100 about now as well, and get sharing the video with your friends too. Sub to Man United God's channel when you've got a minute. And Goose Games says Rashford should get the number 7 next season if he keeps up his good performances. That assist from Marshall was very good, was so good, says DP Banguera. And this is the most confident I've felt in us so far, says, who was that? Paul Wade. Stingers is in the house as well. Evening, mate. Hope you're doing well. And Man Like Moment says all of you subscribe to Adam McKola TV. Thank you very much. Utkarsh says Graham Souness was so uncomfortable complimenting Manchester United. And I noticed that as well. He was very, very uncomfortable talking about that. So yeah, do we think it's Manchester United's best performance since Sir Alex Ferguson was in charge of the club? Get your comments in about that. Now me, I'm not so sure. It's one of the best, and it's the most hopeful I've been after a Manchester United game, particularly a Premier League game. But I think there have been probably better or performances that have been as good. Not many, but when you're looking at performances like the one against Chelsea last season where we won 2-0, and you're looking at the ones like 4-2 against Chelsea, you'll see there. Itoro says he loves this channel, and Denchman Joe says like the stream. Thank you guys for getting involved. I really do appreciate all of you guys getting involved. As you can see, we're adding much more content to the channel as well. I'm trying to mix it up for you. I'm trying not to just give you these live streams all the time and these previews and reviews. I want to change things a little bit here. So we're doing previews, we're doing reviews, we're doing the aftermath lives, and we're doing much more too. As you saw yesterday, my review from the ground was live, so we'll continue doing that as well. So plenty more coming here on Adam McKola TV. Sika Jardi says it's our best clinical performance since Fergie, because we haven't had a performance like this since Fergie retired. I do agree as well. In the league, we really needed a performance like this. And what has really pleased me, Paul says the most convincing performance. What has really pleased me about this performance was that it's come in the first game of the season. It was these games that really cost us last season, the likes of West Ham, Stoke, Burnley. And you just think if we would have come into this game and maybe got a draw or a 1-0 win and we just won it by the skin of our teeth, would have been like, it wouldn't have built confidence up. But this builds confidence, and confidence breeds good performances and goals. And if our players are confident, they're more likely to try new things, they're more likely to play with flair, and they're more likely to be successful. And playing at home, Manchester United need to get it right this season. We dropped far too many points at home last season. It wasn't good enough. So we need to change that this season. And this can be a big boost to Manchester United. Of course, we've got Leicester next at home. If we drop points there, we take a step back again. We're not going to be overreacting and saying, the league's, all that shit. But then the confidence takes a little bit of a hit, because it's these games that we need to be winning. Last season away to Swansea, we won comfortably. We need to continue that again. And under Clement, they look a little bit better. So United, we need to go into this season looking to win these games at home. We know Jose Mourinho can do tactical jobs away from home to grab points or grab victories when needed. We know we can do it at home as well against the bigger sides. It's against these sides where we really struggled last season. And that's why I think it was so good for Manchester United yesterday. Edge of Sanity, Hassan, thank you for getting involved. Elliot, thank you for getting involved as well. And then Ben says, how many subs till 40k? Let's have a look at that. Obviously, we wanted to hit 40k by yesterday. We didn't. We hit 39,000 yesterday, which was great as well. We're still 954 away from 40,000. So get hitting that subscribe button, get liking, get commenting, get sharing. Help this channel grow. And you guys, you're not going to get forgotten. Don't worry about that. John also says Alan Shearer has predicted United for the league, which probably means we're not going to win it now. I don't think we've freed Pogba just yet, says Taron. But I do think yesterday's performance was a sign that this is the future with Matic and Pogba. That Matic is going to give Pogba that much more freedom and allow Paul Pogba to play better and do more up the field. I mean, because if you looked at, I know Matic wasn't just sitting in the front of the back four, but what he did was he took a lot of the defensive worry off Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba didn't have to look over his shoulder as much. And because of that, he had a little bit more freedom. And you saw that in his play as well. But I think there's still a lot more to come from Paul Pogba. And I think there's a lot more to come from this midfield as well. And when you think about Ander Herrera coming into the team, that gives us different options in midfield. We've still got Michael Carrick that can play the odd appearance here and there. Andreas Pereira. And that was interesting too. We played at home, we played Matic, Pogba and Juan Mata in a midfield kind of three. An attacking player. Someone that would play in the number 10. And that would maybe open the door up for Andreas Pereira to get minutes in that midfield. We saw him play there against, was it Sampdoria? In Matic's debut, when we had Matic, Pogba and Pereira. Then we had Matic, Pogba and Mata. So that could be something that Jose Mourinho is looking at. Nav says, surprised by Matic's performance, he done well. I'm not surprised by his defensive ability. What has surprised me has been his ability on the ball. He was super cool yesterday, pulling off back flicks and also dinking it over players. He was really good to watch yesterday. And I think we saw an all-round performance from him. but particularly his defensive work is absolutely fantastic, and that's what we need. Pogba ruined about 5 West Ham players yesterday, says Dan. Jones was sick. What the fuck? How does Jose do this? Says Ben. I told you Phil Jones should play. And it's Phil Jones and Eric Bailly at the moment that I have more trust in as Manchester United fan when I see them in the back four as a defensive two. Victor Lindelof wasn't in the squad yesterday, and I'm not too worried about that. I mean, Jose Mourinho spoke about Victor Lindelof after the game. Let me get up the comments that Jose Mourinho made. And he's asked for patience with Lindelof. He said, I think Real Madrid was too early for him in the Super Cup. He played because Jones and Bailly were both suspended. I've had players coming from different leagues to the Premier League, and normally it's not easy. It's different for Lukaku and Matic as they have had years and years in the Premier League. I brought Ricardo Carvalho to Chelsea in 2004, and he was a phenomenal defender, one of the best central defenders in the Premier League, but he struggled at the start. It was difficult for him to come in and adapt in the beginning. I think Victor needs a little bit of time, and he's going to have that time. Henrik Mkhitaryan is not a defender, but last season he needed his time too. So let's go step by step, because Victor is a fantastic player. And it's nice to see Jose Mourinho preaching patience with our new signings, because that's what we need to do. Have patience with him. We need to allow Jose Mourinho to play him when the time's right, and play him when there's a little bit less pressure off. We've got a win under our belt now. Hopefully we can get a few more and then start bedding Victor Lindelof into the side. Moment, thank you for getting involved. Huzaif, how are you doing, mate? Thank you for getting involved in the Aftermath live. We have got over 200 people in the house. We got close to 150 likes. So get hitting that like button, guys, if you haven't yet. Kumar says, why Chelsea sell Matic to Manchester United, mate? Talk about that. And we have to say thank you to Chelsea for selling us Nemanja Matic, because it has been a fantastic signing so far. And I think it will prove to be a fantastic signing for Manchester United. And I don't want to get too carried away. And this isn't as a result of the performance by Manchester United, because this pre-season has left me with confidence anyway. But the signings of Matic and Lukaku remind me of when Chelsea signed Matic and Costa to complete their team and give them that title winning side. Now, I hope he doesn't have the same third year, but I think we could have the same second season under Jose Mourinho. And we'll definitely run close for the Premier League this year. And I think Matic will be the key signing in that. Look, last season we had goals in Zlatan Ibrahimovic. And I think in Romelu Lukaku we have got a little bit of an upgrade, but not by much, but a little bit of an upgrade. But in terms of Nemanja Matic, he gives us something that we didn't have. He gives us something that we didn't have. And you've seen him against Real Madrid in the Super Cup. You've seen him in his opening game against West Ham in the Premier League. And that was after only 45 minutes in pre-season. He had 45 minutes under his belt in pre-season. That's absolutely incredible. Now, obviously, we still need to give him time because he may have a poor performance in the coming weeks. But the signs so far from Nemanja Matic are fantastic. Zane says Matic is magic. The number 10 spot will be a good role for Andreas Pereira, says Jason. I do agree, but I do believe he has flexibility in his game and can play a little bit further back as well. Harry says, my thoughts on the Sergio Roberto to Manchester United rumour. I'm not reading too much into that. I think Barcelona needs to sign players. I don't think they'll be selling players. Not at this time anyway. Mata is really important for us, says Udit. And he had a very good performance yesterday. It was nice to see Juan Mata returning to the side and playing with confidence. He was fantastic yesterday. Moment enjoyed pre-season. And Jose will push the squad more now, says Denchman Joe. Romelu Lukaku got 2 goals yesterday. And I think it wasn't a perfect performance, but it was a very good performance and a very good start to his Manchester United career. 3 goals in 2 games so far. 1 against Real Madrid. 2 against... BCal says, Arsenal Fan TV or Cheeky Sport? You're asking me that question. Obviously Cheeky Sport. So yeah, Romelu Lukaku came in. Fantastic debut for him. 2 goals, nearly had a hat-trick. Nearly repeated Wayne Rooney's feat of scoring on a hat-trick on his Old Trafford debut. But 3 goals in his opening 2 games. And I think Romelu Lukaku has been a fantastic signing. It is a fantastic signing. And I think he will score goals for us obviously this season. No doubt about that. But I'm really excited about this team. When you look at Martial, Lukaku, Rashford, Mkhitaryan, Pogba, Herrera, Matic, Mata, we've got such a, obviously Mata's not, but we've got such an imposing side physically. But we've got a side full of pace, trickery, guile, goals, ingenuity, aggressiveness in midfield, defensive ability in midfield as well as attacking ability as well in terms of the way Matic and Herrera can mix it up. We've got a fantastic balance, and I think this team going forward, providing we don't get a huge injury list, is really going to blossom into something exciting. And I hope we can continue to go forward this season. I think we'll challenge for the league, whether we win it or not. I think Manchester City will be there or thereabouts. I think Chelsea may be there or thereabouts, depending what happens with Conte and the rest of their transfer window, and Spurs as well. But I think when you look around at the Premier League and you look at Liverpool's defensive worries, Arsenal's defensive worries, Liverpool may lose Coutinho, Arsenal may lose Sanchez, Spurs haven't signed anyone of any note, and Spurs are, they're under pressure, they're at Wembley, all that stuff. Then you look at Chelsea, what's going to happen with Conte? Manchester City looked fantastic, had a great result against Brighton, but we all know about their defensive instability. And it could be a big opportunity for Manchester United this season. And you look at Martial, Rashford, Lukaku, Mkhitaryan, Mata, Pogba, Herrera, Matic. Not only is it a great selection of players, but the pressure is on those players to deliver this season, because we've had a perfect pre-season in terms of preparation, some good results as well, some very good performances. We've had a good start to the Premier League campaign, but now we need to keep it going. Jose Mourinho has done his job. We need to keep it going forward. Blind performance was solid, 5, says Musamman. I thought Blind played well yesterday. Now, he's had a poor pre-season, Blind. He had a dreadful pre-season, but I thought he played well yesterday. In terms of player ratings, I thought David De Gea gets a 7.5. Didn't have much to do, but with what he had to do, he did fantastically well. Valencia, again, 7.5, was great from right back. Bailey, 8. Jones, 7.5. Daley Blind, a 7. Matic, a 9. Pogba, a 8. Mata, a 8. Lukaku, a 9. Mickey, a 8. So, whoever missed out. Rashford, an 8.5. But Nemanja Matic gets my man of the match for yesterday's performance. I thought he was fantastic. He was absolutely incredible in the midfield, and great signs for times to come. Look, I don't think this was the best performance since Sir Alex Ferguson. I wouldn't go that far, but I think it was the most hopeful performance for Manchester United. It's filled us with a lot of hope for the season coming ahead, but we can't get excited. This is the first of 38 Premier League games. It's a long season. We're in August. We've got some big games coming ahead. He agrees with me. We've got some big games coming ahead. Even these games against Swansea, Leicester, we have to get results in these games as well. But Manchester United have set themselves up well. We've got confidence coming in now too. And I'm really looking forward to the rest of the campaign. I really am. I'm glad this first Aftermath Live of the season has been a positive one. John, how you doing, mate? Hope you're doing well, bro. Marzuk says Rashford was 10 out of 10. I didn't want the game to end, says Poppin. Do you think this team should continue next week? Wouldn't be surprised to see Herrera come in as we're away from home. And you'd expect Swansea to pack the midfield. But I think it will be close to the side that we've seen here. But then when you look at the squad that we have in the squad depth, and you look at Martial on the bench, Herrera on the bench, making a few changes here and there isn't bad. Darmian could come in. We could change one of the centre-halves. You never know. But the strength here, and I think no matter what you choose, I think we're going to have a strong 11. But I want to see Anthony Martial start the next game. I think he came on, and you could see it in his eyes. He had a determination. You've seen it in his eyes all pre-season. He had this determination about him. He picked up the ball the first time, ran at them. He took his goal fantastically well. It was a great assist. Got through and tucked his goal nicely. Cool, calm. Stood the keeper up, slotted it in. And then he had an assist for Paul Pogba as well. And I think, look, his performance when he came on, it Marcus Rashford had a fantastic performance as well. So you can't say, oh, Martial was better than Rashford, because he probably wasn't. But I think you've got to keep the confidence in these young boys. And Rashford's full of confidence anyway. He knows Jose Mourinho trusts in him. And maybe if it is changing Mkhitaryan or Rashford to bring in Martial, I think you should reward Martial with his performance. He played a fantastic performance, so reward him with a start in the next game. Show him that if you do things the right way, you'll start the next game. Because if you just leave him on the bench again, I don't think that does much for his confidence. But it's a long season as well, and all of the squad built be utilised. And I've been happy that Manchester United have rejected any bids that have come our way for Anthony Martial, because we need to keep him. Mustafa says the team was filthy yesterday. Pogba played well, but haven't seen the best of him yet, says Denchman Joe. And I fully agree with you as well. Utkarsh, has any idea why Martial was pissed off? He wasn't pissed off. He's a player that hasn't played, started. He's probably thinking, oh, I wanted to start. But I don't think you can read much into that. Anthony Martial is a player that he's always like that, isn't he? He could be really happy inside, but he's just super calm. And you saw Phil Jones go up to him and try and say, smile, come on Marshall, smile. And he did give him a smile and laughed it off. So I do like that. Mustafa says, was Neville right to say we need a Robin type of player to win the league? Now, I'm not comparing Perisic to Robin, but I think that's why Jose Mourinho targeted Ivan Perisic, because he's someone that's very direct, will get balls into the box. He's got pace about him as well, but he's also, works hard backwards. So I think it was a good target in Perisic. I don't think we'll get him now. There's been rumours that he's going to sign a new deal as well at Inter Milan, so that remains to be seen. Jay getting excited, saying all four this season. Not all four this season. Fair enough, man. Tougher weekend for you then. Probably enjoying Ronaldo ban though. I'm not enjoying the Ronaldo ban, Colin. I like Cristiano Ronaldo. Love this celebration as well, giving it back to the new camp. And I was happy Real Madrid won. In terms of Real Madrid-Barcelona, I always edge towards Real Madrid. I don't know if that's because of Cristiano Ronaldo. It may be, but I just wanted them to win. And see Ronaldo do that was crazy. I haven't seen the push on the referee yet, but I heard it wasn't much, so interesting. Anthony Martial in the comments, funnily enough, says Martial needs to be first choice. Abdullah jumps in with a random comment and says John Stones is shit. Don't need Perisic, says Prashant. We didn't score more than 4 goals last season, which was really disappointing, says Vegito. And you know what I like about this side? Someone said we don't need Perisic. What I like is you got Martial and Rashford, who are quite, not similar, not identical, but they're similar. And then you got Mata and Mkhitaryan. So you could continuously mix it up with them. Of course, you could play all 4 or 3 of them in the same team, but it's alternatives from wider positions. How you doing, Mahid? Thank you for joining us. Stephen Thompson, thank you for getting involved. Utkarsh still thinks there's a 4th signing coming, and I'm sure Jose Mourinho will be trying to make something happen with about 15-16 days left of the transfer window. He didn't push him, says Abdullah. I need to check it out myself. Darren Sweetman said players can make deals happen if you're hungry enough to join us. Then no thanks. It's the only reason we have Matic. True say, mate. There's a video shows that the linesman lowered his offside flag when Asensio scored. I've seen that as well. Really strange. Mickey is a 10, says Mahid. Rashford can play. We could also go with Martial, Rashford and Lukaku in a front 3. With Martial coming in on the left, Rashford going across to the right. And that would be full of pace as well. So we have got many different options, even though we are probably 1 or 2 players short of having a full squad. I think this squad is very exciting, and I cannot wait for the future here as a Manchester United fan. But look, it's early days. We can't get too carried away. We can only take a game at a time. Anything can happen in football, all the cliches. And now we move on to the next game. Manny Plays, thank you for getting involved. Have joined us a little bit late into the day, but you can of course pull the video all the way up. Pull up, as Tim Westwood used to do on his show. Fergie in Blackburn, what's that got to do with anything? I saw Fergie at United yesterday. And guys, if you haven't checked out all the content that has been uploaded in the last 24 hours, then now is your chance to go and do that. We have got the cheeky chat, the first episode with Dave from Cheeky Sport. Make sure you check out that. We have got the Premier League review with the Fantasy League update included, and we have got my live reaction from Old Trafford yesterday as well. So go and check all those videos out. Thank you all for getting involved. Mr. Ramal, loving your comment, mate. Man like moment, thank you for getting involved. P. Bassi says smash that like button, and please do smash that like button. We're very, very close to 200 likes. But guys, that is it from me today. Thank you all for getting involved, whether you've watched this live or you've watched this back later on. Thank you all for getting involved. We're 950 subs away from 40,000. So get hitting that subscribe button. Get liking, commenting and sharing. And get your comments in below on Manchester United's victory over West Ham. I've been Adam McKola. I'm out of here.